The brief was to make this into a more welcoming space that's accessible to all. Working as a group, we selected explaining how Cumbria's landscapes have changed over hundreds of millions of years, and we have some of the stories along this wall here. So, for instance, it goes back to 450 million years ago, when there were violent volcanoes where the Lake District is now, when England and Scotland were coming together for the first time to form Britain. Then the next chapters are, for instance, when Britain was over the equator, and we had tropical conditions, first as tropical seas, teeming with life, with some of the examples here, to the tropical swamps 300 million years ago, when large 40-meter trees extended above, which eventually died and became compacted, enriched in carbon, and gave us the lucrative coal measures that we have today. They're also very keen to see the Victorian spar box, which is on display over there as well. So it has some of the objects that the group were really fond to actually see. Another novel element of the display was to have objects on open display so that people can have a tactile experience, engaging and interacting with the specimens here. And the whole design, indeed, has been designed for wheelchair access and to make it as accessible as possible. We did it over a relatively short time spell, over a few months, and we had a very small budget to actually work with, which has been really quite challenging. What we have in there now also links to other galleries that are adjacent. For instance, it explains why the materials are the way they are, which links to the Origins Prehistory Gallery, and it also links to some degree to the wildlife dome, because indeed the biodiversity is underpinned by the spectacular geodiversity and rocks that we have here. The ideas about the subjects and disciplines are always changing, and sometimes there's only a certain amount of objects you can get out, so you want to keep getting more new content out for different audiences to actually see. And indeed, in best practice and how we interpret and display objects is also evolving and changing. So it's important to try and think about how we interpret and display things in different ways all the time.